do have that
You and your friends are formidable
stone.
folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
So, what's your story exactly?
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
I'm sure it did. Why did you leave Lost Glory? Why did you leave?
One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
Oh, no. Did you steal them?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost ties. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
I see. Better to do something with them than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
And now here you are. Fascinating story, thank you. Quite lucky to have done so well. Fascinating story.
You're quite welcome. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Let me see your wares. Have you heard any rumors? You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Oh, so that's why you can enchant. All enchanters have to be fucking idiots. That was generous of you. You got a free helper. Yeah, that was generous.
It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
Where do the goods come from?
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Ties, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
You opportunistic scoundrel. Well, I steal things from, all over the place.
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
I suppose it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too. Ah, these are dark times indeed. Dark times, my friend.
These are the happy times. I think it's only gonna get worse from here. Have you heard any rumors?
Thank the Maker we didn't lose Tyrn Loghain at Ostagar. He pulled his troops out just in time, so it said. Without him, we'd be lost. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Heard any other rumors?
The crafters of the Pearl Brothel are threatening to close their doors if they aren't finally recognized as a true guild. Ha! Can you imagine? As if the men weren't blue enough. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Okay. Any other rumors?
I hear from folks traveling the East Roads that there's werewolves in the Brazilian forest. Actual werewolves. They haven't been around since the days of Dane and his ilk. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Since the days of Dane and his ilk, actual werewolves?
I
That's
heard a
interesting.
strange rumor the other day. King Cailan was not really Merrick's son, you see. Merrick's real son is hidden in the bowels of Denham's palace and has been since he was born. I suppose they feed him cakes all day to keep him content. Maybe he's simple. Or a mage. Merrick's real son, a mage. Can you imagine? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Well, that's interesting.
I've heard a lot of stories of bands of Darkspawn roaming the countryside far north of the Kokori Wilds. They just seem to appear out of nowhere and disappear just as fast. That's what I've heard on the road,
Okay.
anyhow. Take it for what it is. Some hunters who range into the Brazilian forest say that a Dalish clan there has fallen to some kind of sickness. The blight,
no.
most likely, poor sods. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow.
Okay.
Take it for what it is.
I'll have to put that thing
There's
at the
talk
end.
that King Cailan was cheating on the Queen and she found
Uh-oh.
out about it. That's why Tyrn Loghain abandoned Cailan at Ostagar. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Well, that could be true.
I'm hearing many tales of corpses clawing out of their graves. All over.
Zombies?
Not just people either. Animals too.
Zombie animals?
Just yesterday, a farmer told me about the kitten his daughter had buried behind his barn. Little thing came back to life and crawled up, mewling as loud as you please. His daughter was delighted, at least until it just about chewed her finger off. Strange days, I tell you. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
So, Pet Cemetery, huh?
I've heard a rumor that the reason Queen Enora has never produced an heir is that she's barren. It's a curse from the Maker for bringing a commoner into the royal line.
No.
Until someone of royal blood is put on the
Don't
throne,
buy it.
there will never be an heir. It seems the royal line of Calenod has been broken for good, no? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow.
Don't buy
Take
it.
it for what it is. Unless Isolde, the young Orlesian woman that married Arl Eamon, I hear tell she tried to poison her husband so she could marry his brother, Bantegan. Maker's
goodness.
honest truth. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
That was an interesting one.
Habron, daughter of the Earl of Southreach, has spent an exorbitant
Southreach.
amount of her father's coin buying puppies.
What?
No one knows what happens to the puppies, and she buys a new one every week. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow.
She's a
Take it for
werewolf.
what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Nothing I can think of at the moment.
Good.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
Let me see.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And with your discount.
Sweet. Okay. Some more cookies. Corruptor agent. Distillation agent. Lyrium potion. Is this a discount? I don't know what the normal prices are. Traps. Lyrium dust. Buy that stuff. No, It's not a discount at all. What is this? I should buy these. Those seem important. Wow, that's expensive. Arrows. This is high level stuff. I can use that. Let's see. More armor. Tiny little bit more fatigue. Not that expensive either. I'll get them. The lion's paw. I don't know, what I have is pretty good. Dodge attacks. Black metal torque. I don't remember what it has. That could be good too. Monetary bane. Cunning, huh? Oh, mine's better. Ember. Hailstone. That's expensive. It's kind of cheap. I should buy that. I can buy cheap runes and have them enchanted. Sold to a merchant, given to certain. Chastity belt. Another backpack, huh? This one's very expensive. But, well, lump of charcoal, uncrushable pigeon. Manual region. Templar. Oh, that's good too. Thoughtful gift. This is all very confusing. I'll buy the backpack.